all of your questions will soon be answered. But in the meantime, Spirit is urging you to stay out of the way. When this person lost you, they not only lost their good luck charm, but also their spiritual protection. You may have prolonged the inevitable, but karma is coming for this person. Okay, so apparently the third time is the charm, because this is my third time recording this message. I recorded one literally in the middle of the night. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I couldn't, my voice was being drowned out by the background noise. So I went in and tried to adjust the volume, and I ended up deleting the recording, and I had completely finished it. And I'm not even sure how that happened, because when you go into the volume function to either lower or increase the volume, there's no delete function in that particular feature. So I'm not sure how. I was just trying to increase the volume of my voice so that it wasn't drowned out by the background noise, and somehow I deleted the entire recording when delete is not even a part of the volume feature. I have no idea how that happened. But what I will say is that I honestly believed it happened for a reason. There's one particular dream that I had that goes with this message, but it is kind of gruesome. And while on the fence about whether or not to share it, in the first recording I did share it, not in its entirety because of the nature of it, but I shared enough detail to where listeners would know what I was referring to. And I feel like Spirit was saying that is going too far, especially because I already had a video flagged for not being within community guidelines. I'm not sure who reported me or why, because none of my videos are not within community guidelines. But definitely it's like a karmic move to hear something that you don't like and to try to get the channel flagged. It did not work. I still have my channel. I did have features that were temporarily disabled, but they said that in the email, I was told that as long as in the future going forward, I stay within guidelines, the features will be given back to me. So it's definitely a karmic move, because what I will say is I delete the majority of the comments that I get, because the majority of the comments that I get are literally all people being negative, saying, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. This is not true. You're gang stalking, which if I don't know what I'm talking about, how could I be gang stalking? Like that doesn't even make sense. Like, if I'm gang stalking and I'm watching you, then obviously what I'm saying has some relevance. It does not compute, right? The math ain't mathin'. But anyways, there's like no limit to how many times people can say, take what resonates and leave the rest. And there's still going to be an overwhelming number of people that try to take everything. And that's not how this works, right? If you want a specific reading for your specific situation, you have to get a personal reading. And even with that, I'd still say take it with a grain of salt, because how much did you really vet that reader, right? And when I remember one reading when I was first like getting into it, and this is like my own fault, this is like going through the learning stage. I wouldn't even say like fault. This is literally like going through the learning stages. If you're getting a reading by someone and they're asking more questions than you are, that person is not a reader. They're just shuffling some cards, but they're not a reader. They're basically just providing information, or they're just saying whatever based off the scenario that you're giving them. And a lot of people are guilty of that. A lot of people are guilty of, when they go get readings, the reader will say one thing, and next thing you know, that one thing that resonates, and this person just starts pouring out all these details. You have to really control yourself from doing that, because you're giving the reader everything. Like, first of all, you're giving so many details. It's like, what are you even getting the reading for? You already know everything. You know your situation better than anyone else anyways. And if it is a case where there is some confusion, because definitely that's what this reading is about instances where there is some confusion, the best way to get answers really is to go directly to your spirit team, your ancestors, your angels. If you work with deities, your deities, because they see everything. They see what you see, and they also see what you don't see. They see the whole 360. The best way to get answers is to pray about it. And if you are an intuitive, if you're a dreamer like myself, wait for it to be revealed to you in a dream. Or if you get like visions, downloads, all of that, if you're clairvoyant, then just wait for the answer to be delivered to you. And sometimes it'll be delivered, your team is going to deliver the answer to your question in a way that they feel like is going to resonate most with you. So if you're someone who you listen to music, and all of a sudden this particular song comes on, and the song, like I'm hearing, like strumming my pain with his fingers, singing my life with his words. Like, if you just happen to hear a random song, whether you've heard it before or not, and literally every single, I had that happen to me once. Where literally I had a coworker that just randomly, and it was like this old 90s song, and it y'all, to this day, it still kills me because I cannot remember the song, but I remember it so clearly. My coworker just bust out in song and started singing this song, and it was like this old 90s song, and like at that moment, the song that he was singing resonated heavy with the particular situation I was going through with my my personal life. So I remember like going to I remember telling myself, write this down. Y'all, and I'm so hard-headed. Is anybody else out there like me? I am so freaking hard-headed. I remember telling myself, write it down. I'm the type of person that I can't even go to the grocery store without making a list, because the minute I walk in the grocery store doors, I have completely forgotten everything that I am there to get. I have forgotten. If I don't have a list before I go, I'm going to end up getting a bunch of random stuff and then having to go back to get what I need. So anyways, I remember telling myself to write it down because you're going to need it later. And of course I didn't, because I was like, oh, I'll remember. It's kind of like that thing. Someone posted something where they were like, if you are, shoot, what did they say? I can't even think of it. But she was basically like, if you are something, then don't put, your things in the special spot. Y'all, if that is not me. If that is not me, I'll have to, I'm like, okay, this is important. I'm going to need this. So I'm going to put this, I'm not going to put it where I normally put it. I'm going to put it in a special spot so that it's where I need it to be when I need it. And then of course, the minute you put it in a special spot, you forget about where you put it, and then you end up looking for it. Then I end up like literally wanting to kick myself because I'm looking for this thing that I need, that I knew I was going to need, but I can't remember the spot because the special spot is always the stupidest. Y'all, I will literally be like, I'm gonna put this in a special spot and I'll put it in a drawer somewhere. And it's like, why on God's green earth would you think that your mind would tell you that this is where this is? And of course, by the time you find it, you don't even need it anymore. I can't tell you how many times I've done that. But anyways, long story short, if y'all are like me, I know, like, Spirit will tell me, write this down. I'll be like, oh no, don't worry, like, I got it, I will remember. And then of course I forget, and then by the time I need it, it's like I can't recall it to save my life. But anyways, I don't even know how I got there from here. Oh yeah, talking about like, okay, if you're someone, I'm sorry, like I'm already getting myself off track. If you're someone who you listen to music a lot, the answer might come by you hearing a song, whether it be a brand new song or a song that you've never heard before. Or a song that you've heard in the past. You're going to hear a song that's going to, like, word for word, this person's going to be singing your life with their words, and that's where the answer is going to be in the song. But anyways, the best way to get answers, if you have confusion, whether this be confusion because you yourself are going back and forth about something, or if this is confusion involving another person because this person is causing confusion, go to your spirit team to get the answers. That's where you're going to get the most clear, the answers that are really going to be for your highest good, your highest purpose. That's where you're going to get your best advice is going to come from your spirit team and not from anyone that's flipping some cards. But either way, make sure that when you guys are, because I'm not even worried about the karmics anymore. Like, karmics are going karmic. It doesn't matter. One monkey don't stop no show. My channel is still here. And it's so ironic because, like, I've already been working on starting a second channel anyways. I've been getting it going, but I still have a job that I work outside of doing my content. I have other things going on. I have other projects other than YouTube that I'm working on. So my schedule is pretty full. So especially I've been lagging a lot with this channel lately. So it doesn't make sense that someone would try to flag it at a point where I'm not even being consistent with my uploading. But it doesn't even matter. I have another channel that I'm working on that will be up and running soon, and soon is relatively speaking because that might be a couple of weeks, it might be a month or two. It just depends on how much time I have to dedicate to that while trying to balance other things. But either way, I have another channel that I'm working on, so please understand that, like, one monkey don't stop no show. Even if someone gets this channel flagged, YouTube is infinite. I can just create a whole new one. I don't care about starting. Look, let me tell y'all something. I'm a minimalist. I've had an ex tell me that, like, why is your house so bare? Why is your home so bare? Look, I live my life as if I have to, like, I live my life to the point where I can be ready to up and move at the drop of a dime. And part of that is being like a military brat, having gone to 8 different schools between kindergarten and 12th grade. We were constantly moving. We'd be someplace we'd be, I think the longest I've ever been somewhere is like 3 years. And that was by the time we got to high school. The last high school I went to, I was there for 3 years. For the second high school I went to. Every other school, one high school, I was only there for 1 year. One middle school, I was only there for 1 year. I had an elementary school, I was only there for 1 year. Sometimes I'd be somewhere for 2 years. It really just we moved around so much that, like, 1 to 2 years was like max. Like 2 years, really, no, 3 years. The one in high school where I was there for 10th, 11th, and 12th grade, that was the max that I've ever been in one location. Everything else was either 2 years or 1 year, and we were gone to the, I'm hearing like gone to the next, gone to the next. So, like, literally, change. I'm all about change. I don't fear change. A lot of people, like, I don't understand the people that do fear change. Like, I get it. I'm not like clueless enough to be like, I don't understand it. What are you afraid of? I get that change can be scary, but, like, growing up the way that we grew up, where we were constantly moving, we were constantly in a new environment, like, I embrace change. Change for me is an opportunity to grow. It's an opportunity to experience something new, to learn something new, to meet someone new, right? And then, those encounters always, you always learn something. So definitely an opportunity to grow. So, like, having to start over is never anything that I fear. It's never anything that I fear. As a matter of fact, people who know me, like, I have like friends that are so supportive of me, and it's kind of because I think, like, a lot of people see me as flaky, and, like, my best friend, who we actually have the same first name, and actually our middle name both start with the same letter too. It's really weird, but, like, we're both like that. So, like, when I tell you this girl understands me better than anyone, because we're both like that. This girl has had so many different jobs, and it's not even about, like, and she's a good person. Like, every job that she's had, she's like me. Literally every job that we've had, when it's time to do the annual reviews, I've never had a bad review. I've even had jobs that I've left and gone back, and when I went back, I didn't even have to interview. Literally, like, I went to one job that I went back to because I left to go to another job to do a new opportunity. to try something new, and I absolutely got there and hated it. So I ended up going back, and as soon as they saw like my resume, she just called me and was like, hey, I got two up. She's like, hey, I know you applied for this position, but actually your old position is open because the person that we hired to replace you, they left. So you can either take the new position or you can take, that was like literally the interview. Like we had an interview scheduled, but for the scheduled interview, she literally called me and was like, do you want this position or that position? Oh, okay, good. You start, and she gave me my start date, and I was like, actually, can you push it back so I can have a week off to kind of like de-stressed, because this other place really kind of like, they tried to take me through there and it wasn't going to happen. I had to leave because somebody was really, really, really trying to press my buttons, because like people are just like that. People are just weird like that. Y'all ever met the type of people who will intentionally try to do things to get under your skin? People that will intentionally try to rattle you, and when it doesn't work, they just keep trying harder and harder. And when I come across people like that, first of all, I'm not going to let you rattle me. If anything, I'm going to make it a point to smile and to stay upbeat around you, because I know that that's going to kill you more, right? Because that's going to get to you more when you see that your efforts aren't working. And then I'm just going to leave, because I'm going to be like, okay, this is ridiculous. We're adults and I'm not doing this. I'm just going to leave. But at no point will you see me fluster. But anyways, long story short, or like, let me get back to the point, because now I'm all the way off the point. I don't even know what point I was getting to. Like, y'all, when I tell y'all, this is how conversations with me and my friends go, where we start off talking about one thing, and then on the end, where we've gone through, like within an hour, we can go through like 5 or 6 different topics, because we always have all these like little anecdotes and all these like little stories that we have to tell to prove points. And then we go from like A to B to Z, back to D, to F. It's crazy, but definitely always makes for absolutely great conversation. I digress. Anyways, let me talk about this. This is Mercury retrograde. We are in Mercury retrograde, and literally like the energy about X is coming back, which is kind of weird, because normally Mercury retrograde, they're talking about, oh, like there's going to be blockages in communication. There's going to be glitches with technology. There's going to be like, don't start any new projects because there's going to be holds and all this stuff. But this Mercury retrograde seems to be heavy on the energy of like X is coming back. And when I tell y'all, like, I understand the confusion for some people. I really do, because my dreams, I don't want to sound ungrateful, but sometimes my dreams, and I don't even want to say this out loud because it's going to sound, so I'm not going to say it. I'm just going to say that sometimes my dreams can be very confusing, and I don't like being in that confused headspace. I really don't. I don't like being in that headspace. But it's like sometimes I'll have dreams where it's like, oh, this person is coming back and you guys are going to have a brand new, beautiful beginning. And then other times I have dreams where it's like, this person is coming back, but don't let the new them fool you. It is literally just a mask, and as soon as you let them back in, they're going to be right back to their old antics. And then sometimes I have dreams where spirit is like, don't you open that door. Don't you open that door. Keep that door closed, because karma is coming for this person, and spirit does not want you to get caught in the crossfire. So it's like I go to sleep and have one dream, then another dream, then another dream. I'm just like, it's a headache. It can really be a freaking headache sometimes. And I'm like, okay, so I have all these dreams. I have like so many X returning dreams that I want to upload. But even me, myself, I'm like, I know if I upload all this stuff, it's going to just add to the confusion. Because especially if you're someone and you don't know what category, there's a difference. Like there is a difference between someone who is willfully blind, right, or being willfully ignorant to what's going on around them. If you are with someone and you guys have been off and on, you guys have been on this hamster wheel cycle that never goes anywhere, and you guys, you've been with this person, off and on for years. They've never taken you on a date. You've known them for years off and on. You've never met their family. You've known them for years off and on. They've never bought you a present for your birthday. You've known them for years off and on. You haven't gotten a single Christmas gift. You've known them for years off and on and got not one flower. You know what I mean? Like, if this is your situation, I mean this as respectfully as possible, because I do know that like divine beings love unconditionally, right? So like when you love someone unconditionally, when you have that love for them, you do tend to be, I'm going to call it like nose blind to like this person's antics and their lack of effort. But even with that being said, with that scenario, you are willfully being ignorant, and spirit is like, this person has shown you. Spirit is really like, we don't even know why you're coming to us asking these questions when there's nothing to be unclear about. This person has shown you how they feel about you through their actions, and you just refuse to believe it. You refuse to accept it. So when karma comes for this person, if you don't let go and walk away, you're going to get caught in the crossfire, and it's kind of going to be like nobody's fault but your own. But of course I say that respectfully speaking, because I can understand how it is to really love someone and to like want the best for that person, even if that person isn't giving their best to you. Now, on the opposite end, if you are someone and you are like legit, like I mean like you are genuinely confused, right? Say you're dealing with someone who, yeah, they may show signs of being selfish and they might be closed off with their feelings, but at the same time, like, this person has dealt with some heavy childhood trauma. This person, their family, especially like heavy with like mother wounds, that this person has some heavy mother wounds, and they have, their mother has really, I'm getting like narcissistic mom, right? This person, you know that they have like an absent father, so they didn't have that strong male role model, that strong male figure in their life, and this person has really been down through it. Then that's a little bit different. And I can understand how you would be like, well, I don't understand if this is someone that I need to walk away from, or if this is someone that is going through their shadow work and spirit is working on them so that we can have a union later. Because I've had like dreams, like I said, that they keep going back and forth. I had one dream where this person from your past comes back, and this person literally contacts this divine feminine, and it's like, hey, I would love for us to meet up and talk. And when they meet up, they show up with family. They showed up with an older sister and with a male cousin, a male cousin that they are really close to. And in the dream, the divine feminine was kind of like, well, I mean, like, why? But she was still very kind and respectful. The reason that person did that is because this person is afraid of their vulnerability, right? This person is afraid to be vulnerable. This person has been vulnerable in the past and literally gotten the door shut in their face. So they are afraid to take that leap of faith again. So they have brought two people in their life whose opinion they trust and who they love and who they know love them. And they want these people's opinion on you before they fully open up and become vulnerable and fully embrace you, so that they don't get hurt again. So in that instance, that's a divine masculine that is trying. That is a divine masculine that is still undergoing shadow work, but definitely one that's worth getting a chance. I had another dream where a divine masculine and a divine feminine come together, they talk, they get back together. And when I tell you, like, it blossoms, like when I'm telling you, like, an abundance, financially one thing, like this couple was bringing in, literally, I didn't even see the exact amount, but I remember the divine feminine being like, I'm gonna do a separate video on this. I remember the divine feminine being like, hey, I want to do something because like the energy here is not good. I want to make some changes. And literally the divine masculine was like, babe, like, whatever you want, I fully support you. I know that you are spiritual. I know that you are clairvoyant. I know that you are highly sensitive to the energies around you. So if we got to change, if we got to do something, like, we have the money to do it. I remember him mentioning, or they're not him specifically, but I remember there being like a knowing that like this couple made over, I didn't see the exact amount, but this couple made over $10,000 a month. So he was like, look, we have the money to do it. Let me know what we need to do for you to feel safe and you to feel better. Like, definitely very supportive. But I'm going to do a separate video on that one, only because that reunion I thought was so cute. But like I said, you have to be careful, and you really have to know your situation and know your story. And if you don't, and if you're genuinely confused, not being willfully ignorant, but if you're genuinely confused, go to your spirit team. Because when I'm telling you, your spirit team is telling you we have the answers. And what I was told is that they're going to show you the answers based off the karma and or dharma that this person receives. So how do I say this? Okay, so if you are someone in spirit, first of all, go no contact, right? If you are someone and you're already in no contact with a person, continue to be no contact. With this Mercury retrograde, there are going to be things about people reaching out, exes reaching out. Do not be the one to reach out. Continue to stay in no contact. If you are in contact with the person that you are confused about, spirit is telling you to go no contact. Go no contact with this person so that spirit has the opportunity and the avenue to bring you the clarity. So this is how you're going to get your answer. When you go no contact, first of all, when this person tries to contact you, if they are able to contact you with ease, and if they contact you and they are actually ready to talk and to open up, even if they have to bring someone else with them to do it, then that is someone who is trying. That is someone who is doing their shadow work and they are trying. If this person tries to contact you but they have difficulties doing so, like literally, I had a dream. If you use WhatsApp, I had a dream where this divine feminine was on WhatsApp and she was recording an audio message to a friend. And in the midst of her recording an audio message to a friend, she sees an alert come through where a message from an ex comes through. So she's like, okay, I'll listen to that later. So she continues the conversation with her friend. And then when she stops, like something in her was like, as she's recording, something in her was like, maybe I should stop the recording, listen to that message, and then I can always come back and finish this one, because, you can stop it and, you can send what you recorded so far, and then you can come back and finish, right? But she was like, no, something in her was like, go ahead and finish the conversation that you're having. And then, his message will still be there. You can listen to it later. So she finishes her conversation. She X's out of that communication thread. And then she goes over to the communication thread with her and her ex. And there's no message there. Now, this divine feminine clearly saw a message pop up. She clearly saw the notification. There was no doubt about it. No playing tricks with the mind. It was there. But then she goes and then it's gone. So a spirit is like, if this person is not meant to be in your life, once you go no contact, if this person tries to reach out to you, spirit is going to block it. I'm getting like, I'm getting like no bars. I'm getting like messages being deleted, stuff disappearing. Spirit is going to make it very, very, very difficult for this person to get back in contact with you. If this is someone who is not meant to be, if this is a false twin flame, if this is a karmic masquerading as a divine masculine, spirit is going to make it very difficult for this person to get in contact with you. Now, for the third category, this was the one that I was like on the fence about sharing this, and I did in the first one, but I'm not going to share it in this one, only because it is so disturbing. Like sometimes I'm kind of like, why did I have to see that? And I'm so thankful that I didn't see the actual act. I just got vivid details of it that I didn't want that. I didn't want that. And as much as like these karmics really are doing the most, I'll say that like I feel bad. I feel bad. If this were a person in my life, and it's kind of hard because like sometimes spirit will show me things, and I ask, you know, oh so politely, that if you show me something that I'm not meant to warn someone about, please don't show me. Please don't show. If there's people who are out there getting their karma for things that they've done, and if it's karma that they're supposed to get, because you know sometimes there are situations where if you interfere with someone else's karma, if you try to block someone else from getting their karma, spirit will give it to you, and I don't want this. I don't want it. I don't want it at all. So I don't even want this for this karmic, to be honest with you. I don't want that for anybody. So I told spirit, you know, if it's something, if you show me something, or if there's somebody that's getting karma and it's something that I'm not supposed to warn them about, if it's something that if I warn them about, then karma's going to come to me, please don't show it to me. Please don't show it to me. Please only show me the karma coming in that I am allowed to warn people about. So because of that specific prayer and that talk that I've had with spirit, that's the reason why I originally shared the dream. But now I'm feeling like maybe me sharing it was why I had a glitch in that. So I might just give like a I don't know, because I don't know how else to warn someone without sharing it. So I'll see how I feel. But anyways, spirit is basically like, we need you to go no contact and to cut those ties, because even though, so we all know, like if you go no contact with someone Monday, their karma is not going to hit lunchtime Tuesday. Like it does not work like that. It takes time. So when you go no contact, be prepared to go weeks to months, and some of you guys, it's going to be a year or longer without speaking for this person. Like mentally prepare yourself for that. Like even when you go no contact, spirit understands that your feelings are still going to be there. Your feelings are still going to be there, but they need you to go no contact so that there is an energetic distance, right? They need you to energy, because if you have an emotional tie, then still emotions is a form of energy. So you're still going to have an energetic tie, but spirit needs you to go no contact so that there is enough distance, or so that this energetic tie, this energetic cord becomes thin enough to where you won't be directly affected by this person's karma that's coming through. And for those of you, this is the part that like is going to be heartbreaking, because for those of you who you're confused about the person that you're dealing with, you know, you're confused about quote unquote your person, and this of course is going to be if your person is not your person, you're going to know, or the confusion is going to be clear, because spirit is going to allow karma to rain down on this person, and they're going to allow you to find out about it. This person is going to call you. This is going to break your heart. I'm telling you, it's going to break your heart, because this person is going to call you, whether it be weeks, months, some of you it's going to be a year or longer later. This person is going to call you and tell you exactly what happened to them in your absence, and it's going to be heartbreaking, because literally like y'all, if it was something like, oh, this person loses their job, because I've been having so many dreams, especially over the past year, it's gotten so much heavier about you know, about these divine beings needing to elevate, we're already shifting to 5D, and some of you guys are still stuck in 3D, and some of you guys are still stuck in your head because you refuse to let go, because some of these people that you have these 3D energetic cords with cannot go with you to the 5D, and if you don't walk away and leave this person alone, then you cannot elevate to the 5D. So spirit is really showing karma, and they're really starting to go hard on these people, because these people are keeping you from elevating to where you're supposed to be. They're supposed to be exactly where they are. They have the opportunity to elevate higher, but that's on them. That's not for you to do for them. You are meant to be in the new 5D, but you are allowing these people to get you stuck on 3D, and 3D, like where 3D is going, I'm telling you, you don't want to be there. You don't want to be there. You will literally be side by side with someone at work or at the grocery store, and their reality is going to be a total 180 from yours. You're going to be, living your life like it's golden. Meanwhile, they are going to be in the trenches, and you guys are going to, y'all, I can't, it's a whole energetic shift that's happening. But anyways, spirit is like, we need you to let this person go. So that's really why, like, especially with this being the year of 9, karma is raining down. And like, I've been having so many dreams. And like, for the people that are losing their financial stability, losing their home, losing relationships, like marriages on the rocks with people who are in marriages with karmics that aren't supposed to be, spirit is bringing all that to an end. People's houses burning down, people getting evicted. It's just been all that. But with all of that, I don't even mind sharing that kind of stuff. I don't wish that on anybody, but I don't mind sharing it. But even that does not touch what I saw. I've even had dreams about people passing away. I've had dreams about karmic masculines passing away, because spirit is like, you don't get it, you won't learn, you won't do what's right, so we're gonna have to just take you up out of here. We're gonna, like, they weren't even permitted to stay on the 3D and go through their karma. They were taken up out of here completely, right? Because they would not sever that tie and allow you to elevate. They kept trying to bring you down. They refused to be a better person. So spirit was like, they don't even have the opportunity to stick around anymore. They had to go. This is not even that. This is someone who is going to go through something so traumatic, so freaking traumatic, and they're going to have to live with it. They're going to have to live with it. And this person is going to lose relationships, or this person is going to lose. If you are in a scenario, I'm sorry, y'all, I get to stuttering sometimes. I need to slow down when I talk. But anyways, if you are in a scenario with someone and you suspect there's a third party, but this person is not being open and honest with you about it. This person is telling you, oh, it's you and it's only you, but you suspect that like something is off. That third party relationship that person is in, because if this is your scenario, that person is definitely in a third party relationship. That person definitely has a serious commitment with that third party, and they are definitely just playing with you. And I say that respectfully, not to hurt anyone's feelings. But if this is your scenario, this situation that this person is going to go through is going to destroy their relationship, the relationship that they put on the pedestal, the relationship that they wanted oh so much. This I'm sorry, it's not funny at all. What this person is going to go through is going to cause this person to look at them differently, even though in this particular case, this is not even that person's fault. This is not even the karmic's fault. It's literally just something that's going to happen, but it's going to cause the person that they chose over you to look at them differently, and that person's going to leave them because they're going to lose respect for them. And that's the part that's so heartbreaking. Well, it's not the only part. It's part of what makes it so heartbreaking. That person is going to lose respect for them because of something that happens that they had no control over, and that person, that karmic, is going to come to you crying. That person, especially if this is a masculine, that person is going to come to you crying. I'm getting like on knees crying because they feel like they are lost in the world. They feel like they have nobody that they can even talk to about what happened, because it's so embarrassing, right? It's so embarrassing. Especially if this is a divine masculine. This is the divine feminine. It's embarrassing. It still has the same, what do I want to say? Let's just say that it's horrible no matter who it happens to. But if this happens to a divine masculine, this person's going to be completely shattered. I mean, like shattered to like a former version of themselves. This person is now going to understand why, or they're gonna understand that they have to be more conscious about how they treat others. They're going to have to be more conscious about the situations they put others in because of the situation that they were put in. And I'll say this as a warning: if a karmic happens to come on this page, because so many karmics watch videos because they believe they're divine feminine or divine masculine. Meanwhile, the true divine feminine and divine masculines think that they're karmics because of friggin' imposter syndrome. It's crazy, right? The audacity is at an all-time high. But I will say this warning to anyone: never get so drunk. If you are someone and you drink, whether it be socially, or if you just, enjoy a little sip every now and then. I personally cannot stand the taste of alcohol. I don't care what flavor they've added to it. All of it tastes like you're drinking rubbing alcohol to me. I cannot stand the taste of it. But if you are someone who enjoys, having a little taste every now and then, please drink in moderation. Please do not ever get so drunk that you become what do they call it, like incapacitated, whatever word that is. I don't think I'm saying it right, but whatever that word is, do not ever drink so much that you are no longer in control of the situation, right? I'll just put it like that. That's the only information that I'm going to get as far as what I was shown for what happened, because it is so gruesome. It makes me sick to my stomach. But please do not get so drunk that you become, that you are no longer able to handle yourself, and that you become vulnerable in a situation where you are being attacked, right? Make sure that you are always alert enough to be able to defend yourself. And that's all I'm going to say about that. But either way, definitely divine being, spirit is telling you, if you are with someone who is causing you confusion to begin with, not having an answer sometimes is the answer. When a person refuses to give you an answer, sometimes that's all the answer that you need. I would never suggest waiting around and trying to, pay for reading after reading or watching reading after reading. And it's so confusing because you'll watch one reader and they'll be like, oh, this person is coming back and they're in new energy and you guys are going to have a great new beginning. And then another reader will be like, oh, don't let this person back in, and all this back and forth. And now you're confused. You're like, well, which one is it? You know what I mean? Sometimes if a person puts you in confusion and they refuse to give you an answer, sometimes that's the only answer that you need, because someone who really cared would not allow you to be confused about them. Someone who is not confused about you would not allow you to be confused about them. And sometimes, like, literally, that's the only answer that you need. But with that also being said, I have to play devil's advocate, because some of these people out here, because of trauma that they've been through, it's not about them wanting to confuse you. It's about them struggling themselves with being open and vulnerable. And that sometimes when you're dealing with someone who has that struggle, it can sometimes present as someone intentionally causing confusion, but that might not be what it is. So it can be very, very, very confusing. And like I said, the dreams go back and forth, and even I get exhausted. I mean, having those dreams, when you're like a reader, even if you're just doing tarot or you're an intuitive, you're getting downloads. It's like this overwhelming wave. But like even now, as I'm recording this, I'm getting tired. After I finish this, I really just want to go shower, spiritually cleanse, and like I want to take a nap, because even doing these recordings can be draining, because it's like you can feel the energy. You can feel the energy of the people that are going through this scenario as you're tapping into it. And it's so draining. So even when I have these dreams and I wake up and I'm sitting there and I'm trying to record it, I'm trying to write it all down, I get drained just doing that because of the energy. And it's just like the back and forth. This couple is going to be happy in a brand new beginning. This couple is getting abundance. This couple, if she takes him back, she's going to get caught in the crossfire. This couple, this person is spirit is handling it in the worst way possible. It's so much going on. But either way, make sure that you know your story better than anyone else. And if you are confused about a particular person, yes, you can pay for a reading, but make sure you take that with a grain of salt. As always, before you pay for anything from anybody else, the first thing that you should do is to pray on it and wait for your spiritual team and your ancestors to give you the answer. And even if that answer, because y'all know y'all pray, have y'all ever, I see the little posts and stuff all the time where people are like, oh, I prayed to my ancestors, I asked my ancestor a question, I had a dream about aliens and unicorns. And I get that too, because it's like, okay, I feel like there's definitely a better way. There's a more clear way the answer could have been provided. Decoding the dreams sometimes is a job within itself. And I'm not the best dream interpreter. When my dreams are straightforward, they're so much easy. When I have those dreams like that, I literally have to go to my cousin, who is like a very gifted dream interpreter, to interpret my dreams for me, because I'm like, what is this? Like, why am I dreaming about this giant black Trojan horse going through the mall? Like, why? Like, what? But anyways, go to your ancestors, and your spirit team first. And if the answer is still unclear, then yes, you can, or you can do whatever you want. It's free will. But then yes, go to a reader to get a personal reading. But make sure you vet the reader, right? Make sure you vet the reader. And like your ancestors, if you can't get the message or the answer directly, they will definitely give the answer to the reader in a way where they can explain it to you, where it'll make more sense. But anyways, y'all, like as always, remember to take what resonates and leave the rest, because every message is not for everybody. And trying to make everything fit is what adds to the confusion. You have to know your specific situation. Anyways, y'all, as always, if you made it this far, thank you for listening. Bye.